Okay, let's get started, shall we? Let's get started. All right, so for today's market observer analysis, we're going to do what I like to call the old play-by-play. Shout out to Team Alliance for teaching this approach because that's exactly what I got it from. And this is going to really just focus specifically on the Nadex platform. Nadex platform is where I do the binary options, the 5-minute binary options. And what we're really figuring out here is where this candle is going to end when this says 0. There's a couple of things that we're going to be paying close attention to as we do the play-by-play, and it's really going to come down to the way this right here, this number right here, you see it moving, you see it changing. We're going to pay attention to how this is moving. So right now, for example, it's been moving one number at a time, up, 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 up. So it's moving, and so far it's moving and holding where it's going to. Okay, so we're going to label these behaviors, and then probably over the next, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour, just depending on how I'm feeling, we'll see if it gives us an opportunity based on its behavior. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and get this started. And let's see, text. Put a text right here. Move and hold equals move and hold. All right, so that's where we're at here. As we're moving throughout this observation, I'm gonna mark a few things and just keep it real informative. This is also going to be good to review later, just to kind of refine and sharpen up the skills. The whole objective for this platform for me is to slowly build this account to where I can use it for income each month. On average, I'll usually get maybe one trade a month, and on average I usually come on this platform once a week just to take a look. I'll passively observe throughout the week, but I look for a very specific environment, and once the environment and the conditions are met, I call that an income building product, because I know that with absolute confidence, once those conditions are met, the market's going to give me exactly what it's showing me, which is a profitable trade. So we're just going to keep on going throughout this whole deal. Usually if I get bored enough, I'll open up the other screen just to see what else is going on in the other platform that I more so play around with. But this is my serious one. The other one that I play around with is close option, and that's there. So I'll keep that there for now. See what's going on with that. They gave me some free money to play with, so I just play with the free money and see if I can turn it into anything. But let's see, make sure I got everything in place before we get started. Let me get a little water. All right, so we're about at the minute and a half mark. What I want to see is if the market gives us repeated behaviors. So on this binary, we had a move and hold. That's exactly that's one of the ideal types of behaviors that I like to see. So in this case, we're going to see if it does the same thing. All right, so we're at 5. Now, in terms of a trade, this pricing is showing that it's out of sync just a little bit because we're looking for a certain threshold for the market to be at. It started at 5 at the minute mark. It's 6, 7, 8. So right now I see it just moving. 9. Okay, and then there's a burst of speed here. So this would be, so far this would be a speed burst. And since it's gone up and gone back, then I'm going to put burst. Really? Burst. I'll say speed burst, reverse, or SBR. Now, another thing that I'm looking at is these different zones. On every market observer analysis that you see me do, you're going to see me mark the zones. This is one zone, 2, 3, 4, 5 zones, and then there's a zone up here too. So what I like to see is for the market to, and by market I mean these candles, to find one zone and rest in that one zone. Inside of a zone, start that, you're going to have 2 positions. So you can see here this is a strike, and this is a strike, right? So below this strike is a sell position, right down to this number. This is a sell position. And then this right up to this number is a buy position. All right, so what I'm looking for is for the movement to find one position and rest inside of that position. And that'll tell me that I have an income building product. But up until then, there are other types of opportunities where the market will go from one zone into another zone, and based on its behavior, it could still be a good opportunity as long as its behavior is consistent. It's established as, for example, a moving hold. But if we see mixed episodes where we see right now, we see a move and hold in one, and then we see a speed burst reverse on another, that's not consistent. It hasn't established any form of consistent behavior yet. So a lot of this is just waiting and letting the market kind of tell you a story every 5 minutes so that you can put, you're basically puzzle piecing a story together. So in this case, we don't have anything to look at in terms of a trade because the market is right in the middle. It's coming from a buyer's position and going into a seller's position, but the behavior is from the buyers. There's no pricing in either side of the position, so there's nothing for us to look at in terms of a trade, so we can just take a look and see how the market behaves. Started at 842, now it's at 843. We saw one episode of a move and hold and then another episode of an SBR. So this one's a move and hold. Okay, what happened to my other one? There we go. Keep it simple. I'm going to use these little lines right here just to keep track of how many binaries we've observed. So far we've observed 3. Let me see if I can find some better music. Okay, I can deal with that. Okay, so I've gotten rid of the strikes. I can bring them back. Maybe I should get on Twitch. Market's in a seller's position. So this is what we're looking at. But it hasn't established itself. It's kind of still moving into that position. So it hasn't established where it wants to stay yet. Keeping that in mind. Now it's back in the buyer's position. Just out of our range. The price is actually a little bit low to be where it's at right now. Opened at 5.7. You can see that little box. I don't know if you can see it from your angle, but that's where it started, 5.7. And we're at 5.6, 5.5. Now the thing that disqualified this as a product, as an income building product, is that it moved toward the line and then the price went up. So that tells us that the market is not in sync yet. Now in terms of the movement itself, so far it's move and hold. And okay. Okay. I do like that. I like the fact that we're seeing some move and hold here. Hope this ain't too loud. Gotta stay close to the mic so that you guys can hear me clearly. So we can still see that the market isn't in, it hasn't found a position to rest in yet. It's going from one zone to another, so it's past of the buy here. Didn't even look at the sell, and it's currently going through the buy here, and I mean we have plenty of time left, so it looks the market is looking for where it wants to settle. All right, so let's take a look at this strike right here and see how it behaves. It's in the sell position even though it's been moving up. This tells me that the market's going to move up again. I don't know how much, by how much, but we're looking at the beginning point at the minute. We're right below the strike. This is moving up. Big boost. Boom. Speed burst. Got a speed burst. Okay, so far speed burst. Heading back down, so a speed burst reversal. This looks like it's going to be another SBR. Oh, yep, big time. Got a speed burst, so that's just an indication of instability. SBR, speed burst reversal, that's what that means. We're not looking for that at all. We need to see consistent moving and holding. So that's already telling me that the market's a good ways away from being where it needs to be for us to entertain a possible trade. But hey, anything can change. YouTube's not the best. All right, so let's take a look and see. I mean, we're clearly still trying to find a place just based off of how this one's behaved, but we'll keep looking at it. We're not in any position. We're right in the middle, so there's no trade, but we'll just take a look and see how the market behaves in the last minute, just to see if we're leaning more towards that unstable behavior, or if we can return back to that moving and holding. So we started off at 918. So far we have some moving. Okay. All right, so this one was a healthy move and hold. Yeah, meanwhile, I'm going to see if there's a better platform than YouTube for me to be on. Let's see what ChatGPT says. Choosing a platform to build such a brand. Okay. GitHub, GitLab, Kaggle. Harder to brand just via code or web program. Adding it's outside technical, we may not see or understand this. Radically unique good storytelling around the technical. Okay. YouTube, engaging tutorials, project walkthroughs, webinars. Showing how you think, solve problems, could read YouTube search. It helps discoverability. So my videos might give less depth. Okay. YouTube. Mm-hmm. Control for pricing. Student experience competition is heavy. Format might force simplification feedback slower. Okay. LinkedIn. So we're still nowhere, we're not in any position yet. Like this, it starts to get kind of easy to tell what's going on. Who are these people? Alex. Okay, so based on this pricing right here, the market's going to jump right back over that line, which is what it's doing. We're going to see how these two interact with one another. These need to be in agreement, the indicative and the ticket here. These two numbers, they're supposed to move with the indicative. So we're right on the line, but in terms of where the market's been, it's been in two different positions, two different zones. It's hopping up and down. We went from the 20s to the high 30s. Now we're in the 20s again, going back and forth. Let's see where we started. 9, 8, 7. Okay. Ultimately ending a move and hold. So the move and holds, they're starting to show up a little bit more often. Now that's a good thing. What we need to actually happen is the market needs to find where it wants to go. That's what's missing. So let me break it down for you real quick. So let me just zone that off. All right, so what I mean by that is just in this binary alone here, we have the market touching the sell position here, just touching it. It's mainly in the buy position with these candles there. And then it enters into the sell position right here, touches the buy position right here before settling into the sell position right here. So it's touching 3 different positions throughout this 5-minute binary, which obviously that's not something that you want. You want for the market to rest in one position, or at least one zone, But in this case, we got too many touches of different positions going on. Curious about something. Let me see. Just curious about something. Okay, check one more thing real quick. I want to see if the music is playing. I don't know if you guys can hear the music or not. It's a little background music just to kind of have a little relaxing vibe, but it doesn't seem like it's working. So I guess it's just that you can hear me. Let me see. I don't know if anybody's in the chat. Can you hear the music? If not, then it is what it is. Whatever. Oh well, I can hear the music, so I guess that's all that matters. Oh, think I just figured it out. Let's see. Oh. Okay, well, now I know. All right, well, we'll keep it going. So in this case, we're still in two different positions. Right now, we're in a buyer's position, and we're starting at 894. I like the way that the pricing is set up. And we have a sudden drop, 894, 893, and then we see a big drop in pricing here. So we can't really do anything with it in terms of a trade, but we want to see if it continues that movement, or if it the pricing is telling us that it's going to stay up. So we see some reversal. This is what I would call wobble. Start off 8-9. Okay, so this is a reversal. Started at 893 and it came down, it moved down, and then it reversed. So this is a reversal. So not very consistent with the end of binary, like the ending behavior. That's what I need first. It needs to be consistent on play-by-play. So right here we see reversal. And throughout the whole series so far, let's kind of go back and see what else we've had. We've had a reversal, a move and hold on this one here, a move and hold on this one here. We've had a speed burst reversal on this one here, which is very unstable, by the way. A move and hold, speed burst reversal right here, and then a move and hold. So the move and hold behavior, which is what you want, it has been peppered into it. But we see these instances of reversals and speed bursts, and that's what's causing. Like if we are not in one position for the ideal income building product setup, and we're looking into possibly taking, let's say, where the market goes from one zone to another, and we want to take advantage of that. We call it crossover. Well, in that case, then the market would need to show me consistent move and hold behavior. But I wouldn't feel comfortable taking something like that in this type of market, because the market still has some of that reversal energy into it, or in it, and it also has some of that speed behavior in it too. So I wouldn't be able to mess with a crossover setup where the market is going from, let's say, this zone here, and then it moves down, and this price here is showing nice incrementality where the pricing kind of stair steps down like that. It goes like from the 3.5, and then 3.2, and then I don't know, 2.7, 2.4. That's incrementality is what I'm talking about. It might go 17 or 1.7 back up to 1.9. That's incrementality. It's kind of sticking within a fairly short range of movement just for the price. We're still looking for the behavior just to see if there's anything that is worth taking note of. But I already know this binary right here. It doesn't give me any reason to entertain it as a trade. So we're just going to pay attention to the behavior. So already that 4 on that price tells me that it's going to at least jump up, which is exactly what it's doing. I want to make sure that I'm not on a buy or a sell ticket. I want to stay focused on this right here. We're looking at two things at once. We're looking at this and we're looking at the ticket. Okay, so we're moving down 8.6, 8.5. The pricing is getting a little bit ahead of the indicative. All right, 79, 78, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 4. See, it still counts as moving hold right now. If it stays where it's at, doesn't move too far back, it's still a moving hold. Okay. All right, so we still got that moving hold energy. That's good. You know what though? This is kind of. Let me see something real quick. Check something right quick. We still got that moving hold energy. That's good. You know what though? This is kind of. Let me put some of that. I need something different than this music. Still got that moving hold energy. That's good. I need something different. All right. Well, before I start messing around with the music, let's see how many moving holds we have. Let me put some of that. Some dirty sound. I need something different than this music. Still got that moving hold energy. That's good. I need something different. All right. Well, before I start messing around with the music. Deep Southern Blues. Let's see how many moving holes we have. Okay, so let's try this out. Anyway, I don't want to get too distracted by the music. All right, well, before I start messing around with the music. All right, so let's see how many moving holes we have in the market right now. We have 1. Well, total binaries, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. And out of those 9, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 out of the 9 binaries have been move and hold, and 3 have been some form of unstable. Rather, it could speed, bursts, or reversals. And so still working towards where we're trying to get to, but the market ain't showing us nothing crazy good yet. It's trying to get there. It's getting there, but it still has the unstable energy in there. And this right here, this candle right here, if I wasn't doing an episode, a market observation episode, that candle alone would get me off the computer. Just the way that this one just bursted down, and then it came right back up with a big, huge. Nah. Oh yeah, you talking about? Look how many zones this thing is touching. Let's count. We got 1 zone here, which is 1 position. Just 2 zones there, 3 zones, 4 zones. Now the thing is, typically when we see huge bursts like that, that means that it could be the beginning of another behavioral cycle. And all a behavioral cycle is when the market shows or displays a different set of behavioral patterns. So in this case, we see 6 out of the 9 binaries that we've seen, excuse me, that were move and hold. But out of those 9, it was 3 unstable behavioral patterns, I guess you could call it. So it's been an okay, but yet not fully consistent behavioral pattern. In some behavioral patterns, you'll see move and hold one after the next. Some behavioral patterns, you'll see speed burst one after the next. Some behavioral patterns, you'll see reversal one after the next. But in most of them, you'll see a blend of any or all of those. And so we're just kind of waiting to see when the market slows down so that that behavioral pattern is easier to recognize and it's easier to take advantage of. But when it's moving across multiple zones like this, it's nothing for us to do at all. We have to wait until the new behavioral pattern cycle is established, which this indicates that it could be the beginning of a new behavioral pattern. So that's something for us to keep in mind. In this case, we have another move and hold, but it wasn't like a super smooth one. But this is still a move and hold, so. See right there. What happened to my music? Okay, yeah, I can mess with this. I can mess with this. So, yeah, we have the majority has been move and hold, so that's the good sign. But the issue is that there have been no instances of, actually here, we don't even have to say it. We can just look. Let's look back at the beginning. Let's see how many times the market has stayed in one zone. Okay, so in this case, we came from this zone into this zone, touched this zone. So this binary, this 5 minutes, it touched 1, 2, 3 zones. Right there. Obviously, most all of this. And then right here, 3 zones. For this one, we see this one zone here. And then we see those, so that's 2 zones right there. This one, that's 2 zones. This one, 3 zones. This one, 1, 2, 3 zones. This one, 1, 2 zones. This one, 1, 2 zones. This one, 2 zones. This one, 4 zones. Yeah, so it doesn't look like we're heading in the right direction in terms of behavioral patterns. Yeah. Maybe we have one more binary. I'm gonna call it a night, baby. This binary is touched 1, 2, 3 zones, so In terms of a trade, I have zero interest. So when you touch in different zones, that just means that it's where the market is. That's anywhere within that range of movement is where the market can settle and is likely to settle. It's likely to settle in any of those three zones. 1, 2, 3, 4 positions. So, this one here. Let's take a look at it. Okay. We see nice incrementality to the buyer side at the moment. Big jump from 80 or 8 to mid 90s. So in terms of a trade, we wouldn't even have been able to get the confirmation when this opened up and it went from 835 to 83. It looked like 836 or 7. Before that even happened, the market priced way out. And what I mean by that is that it didn't show a stair-stepping price on the ticket. It went from 80 or 8.0 all the way up to 93. I would like to have seen maybe 80 and then 83 and then 84 or something like that. But it didn't show us that. So we have one more binary. Oops. There we go. It was a nice move and hold. That's the good news. That's the good news. But yeah, like I said, we're not messing with. Look at that. 1, 2, 3 zones right there. That's anywhere within this area. The market can and will likely settle. We need to see the market do something like, oops, I know the line ain't perfectly straight, but that would be perfect right there. Market just settles within that box. But we ain't seeing that yet. And I don't think that we will see it tonight either, just based off of the way that the market's been moving. It needs another behavioral reset. Dang, I knew I should have cleaned that damn kitchen. Oh, I'm trying to knock it off before I go to bed. All right. So the good news about this one is that we are within one zone. Let's see if we stay in one zone. Even though this one, this one was right on the line into the next zone. One more micro pip and it would be 2 zones, which would be automatically disqualifying it. Now it's going into a second zone. Now you can do a crossover where the market moves continuously in one direction, in which case more than one zone is okay. But I need to see some, some consistency with the smooth moving holds. Because even in these moving holds, I didn't go into it, but there are some nuances in these moving holds. Like they'll go forward and then back a little bit and then forward, or they'll go forward and then they'll keep going forward. That's a nuance. How is the moving hold formed? But this one, I would probably be looking at this one here. I'll zoom in. No, it's not. It'll be this one. And see, that's the problem. So anywhere within this is the current position of the market. So it can rest anywhere in that box that I just made. Those wicks tell me that the market's not fully stable. Doesn't have conviction in the exact point where it's at. Nothing for us to really do because it's out of range for the sell and it's out of range for the buy. So kind of anticlimactic way to end the episode, but that's really what it is. We're doing it looks like this is wobble. When it goes back and forth, it's wobbling. So the behavior has gone out and away from favor, and it's leaned more towards instability, and I don't like that. So I think that's going to be it. Let me just go ahead and mark this last one with a wobble. Yeah. Definitely not what you want. But let's just do a summary of all of our different, this is really just the overall, what do they call it? Progression. Okay, so at the end of the day, we have a move and hold, a speed burst reversal, move and hold, move and hold, move and hold, speed burst reversal, move and hold, reversal, move and hold, move and hold, move and hold, wobble. So every 2 to 3 episodes of fairly good movement, you have these bouts of instability, which means that the market overall is unstable. The market's not ready for us to do any type of trading. So that's what we get from today's market observe analysis, and that's basically it. So with that being the case, until next time, hope you got something from it. See you next week. Stay blessed, low stressed, and